most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm jacked.
I'm jacked to the tits!
Hi there team, hope you're all doing well in this beautiful week. Did you survive Monday's market crash? Oh no, that's right. Nothing ever happened. So mass media absolutely reporting yesterday that we're going to get more market crashes. Jim Cramer calling for a 20% down day, Black Monday. Nothing ever happens, and we all know that the market's been dropping for the last week or so anyway, hasn't it? Stock markets and crypto downtrending. So it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that we revisit some of these lower levels, okay? Going to be concentrating on big boy Bitcoin today with you, okay? Some really clean trading levels, and at the end of the video I'll be sharing a template and data sets and alert system that can potentially give us bottoming signs on the Bitcoin chart. But let's jump in. Yeah, a couple of things going on there. I mean, look, everybody panicking at these lows. No reason to be honest, I don't think. You know, we get these cycles year in, year out. You either do two things. You either absolutely panic, don't you, like we've seen in the mass media. Really, to be honest, it's generally time to look for a bit of value. And if you just trade in the market, you should be enjoying the volatility. Tesla taking a bit of a hit still as the D-state lizards go after Elon Musk. Really ridiculous, to be honest, I think, but certainly seeing some value in Tesla stock as well. Even seen on some of social medias people celebrating the down move of some stocks like Tesla and others. I don't think they realise a lot of these stocks take a certain percentage in their pensions and 401ks. Retardiers. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the more all-important levels on Bitcoin and see where we're going in the next 48 hours. Let's dive in to TradingView. So as we see, a little bit of green shoots in the market yesterday, okay? Any further upside in the market could just be a bounce and a squeeze, okay? Short side squeeze. But as I say, nothing ever happens when people are expecting it. Nvidia up 3.5%. Other assets a little bit neutral. If we just have a little bit of an overview, I mean, everything just had a little bit of a bounce, didn't it, yesterday? Okay, so Tesla's still down, real value in Tesla. Little bit looking like a little bit like a Bitcoin chart actually, as it performs as Bitcoin performs like a tech stock. But yeah, Tesla already back to this previous 2024 range, real value coming in there. Dixie having a bounce yesterday, obviously strength from Dixie yesterday. S&P, we already know what's happening with the S&P, and the S&P bouncing as well. And yeah, okay, Bitcoin falling down. It's going to the same zone it was back in just at the beginning of March there anyway. And the chart looks good, you know. You've got to zoom out sometimes. I think the chart looks good on Bitcoin, but what we're going to do now is just have a look at a few top-down levels of importance, okay? As always, when we start moving, we need to consider the higher time frame levels. So just concentrating on the weekly chart at the minute, we can see the bounce we've had there from the weekly NPOC. Weekly VWAP here because we are at the beginning of the week. Monthly open 82550. I think that's going to be quite important, you know, potentially as well. If you want to just move that up there, where's your weekly resistance? It's going to be right on the money there, isn't it, at your monthly open. So nice, easy trading levels here to come. If you were looking at potentially hedging any further shorts down to these lower levels here, and where are our key levels still? Okay, so you can wick down and bounce up from here, wicking down to 74k on big boy BTC there. But really, higher time frame 71. Okay, so 71 zone. Let's have a look at that, see if we can find any further confluence in that zone. So as we know, we had a small range here. It was a smaller range than this one back here, and that tends to happen when you get these down or up moves. Just in a trending market, you tend to get the move up or down. You'll range for a certain amount of time, then you get the expansion down again. Your range tends to be then for a lesser amount of time before further expansion again, and then you either get the accumulation down here or, like we had up here, the distribution. Okay, so here we are now, 4 hour time frame, daily time frame we're just on now, and we can see where we are. So we've put in a big fat order block here. Weekly NPOC has been hit. Okay, resistance is going to come in at that monthly open, I think, and that's going to be your old range highs. It shows that on the 4 hour chart as well. But the old range from last year down there at that 70-71k, that's going to be key. Let's just zoom out and have a quick look at that. That's going to be a key support level in the coming weeks. But we have obviously been eyeballing that level for the past few weeks. And these things take time. And that's why it's nice to play the zones and the levels in between as we go if you're trading on derivatives. 4-hour chart then, we can just see the range we've been in previously. Okay, so this was our old range up here. That's your old range up here. We had the breakdown, obviously. Let's have a look at that. Okay, we had the breakdown from that range. We back tested the range lows of that area. They confirmed resistance, and then you get the further expansion down. What you've got to consider is now, is that going to happen again? A little bit of a down move on Bitcoin here as we speak. Okay, so range, a shorter time frame range. Okay, big sell off last week, big red candle. Okay, slight bounce, nothing to speak of really. And then into the weekend, we actually just lost all bid again. Okay, so once again, I don't think the selling was super aggressive here. It wasn't like mass distribution like we had at 110k, but just absolutely lack of bid in there, especially from the perps market as well. What happens when you've got lack of bid and very little selling? You're just going to roll over because you have to go and find that bid. Okay, so here we are now. So this is going to be our potential resistance area for the coming 24-48 hours, even if we bounce up today. And it's just coming up there. So it's a weekly resistance level. It's your monthly open 82,550. Not sure we can even stretch our legs up to there. Okay, daily MPOC, that one's been hit obviously, but that is your value area low. So previous support. Is it now going to turn resistance? Let's get rid of that now that it's seen. Okay, and then just mark down here on the 4-hour chart, old value area high of the old chart. Okay, so really simple support and resistance plays here. What do we do when we're eyeballing these nice price action horizontal levels? We jump into the TRDR console, okay, and we check for further confirmation in the order flow. 1-hour chart there. If you just zoom in a little bit further, I like to drop down. Okay, top down on these charts. We can see yesterday we wicked up. Okay, never chase shorts into these zones. Okay, we were dropping from Sunday. Never chase shorts into those zones. Okay, big bounce, to be honest. Lots of volatility in the market. If you're scalping, playing this chart, you're going to do very well. Manage your risk. Okay, and we just see this confluence. Okay, so if I was looking for shorts here, further shorts, I'd want a further bounce. Okay, I don't particularly want to be playing in here, diddling in the middle. Okay, and the price action we've been to before. It could be the case that you just tap the weekly open, get another bounce up into this zone for a better risk reward short. If price action just wants to fall down, then you're going to be looking for value a little bit lower. I think spot traders, and if you're adding to your spot portfolio, you certainly should be looking for value all the way around here, whether that's in the stock market or in crypto. If you are just trading the levels, wait for your edge to come in. Where does your main edge come in? TRDR console. Let's jump into there now.
Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated.
Right then guys, back once again with the TRDR console. Grab a link from below for a free trial. Nice easy levels displayed for us now. Just got the all top levels here. I think we're not going to find too much edge when we're looking at volume, lower time frame volume and stuff here. Maybe if we get another drop and start to develop some bear divs, or sorry, some bullish divergences down here, then that would be good, okay? But right at the minute, I have to just concentrate on the bid and ask and the top level. So got the levels marked out here. Again, like we saw in TradingView, nice horizontal price levels. 4-hour value area low, previous week lows equals resistance question mark, okay, and that monthly open just up there. Okay, so this is the kind of zones I want to be playing in just for the trades. Obviously, what I would say is try and avoid this area as always. I always stipulate that. Try not to get caught up in crab action if you can help it. Okay, you really want to be doing business if you're looking for further shorts and trading. Up highs here, maybe fill a bit of this wick space, or if we just dropped a little bit lower, fill a little bit of demand a little bit lower, and then go for a further bounce. I think we could be in for a little bit of chop over the next 24-48 hours. If you're just looking at filling some of your spot portfolio, then yes, you want to be looking a bit lower. Sit on your hands, be a little bit patient. Your biggest order block at the minute lower is 73.3, okay? So it's just defending above the classic tier we looked at into that lower 70-71k. 73.3 is your biggest level right here, right now. If we just have a look at the actual order flow as well, not much bid from the spot market here. Coinbase Pro got a tiny bit of bid. They're just defending price a little bit higher, 83k. I think we need to have a look at Perps though, because Perps is going to be the most dynamic market here, okay? And they do have some offers here at just around 79.9. We'll call it 80k, okay? Now, I wouldn't just be throwing in short trades here, right now. This is in your crab zone. If you're at a price action level you've been meeting for the last 24 hours, I'm not one to just short the market because I see top levels like this and resting limit orders, okay? They don't affect price unless they fill, okay, or you get aggressive selling on them, similar to the downside as well. But what do we see from the Perps market here, where they haven't filled yet, but they certainly look to be starting to move price up a little bit, okay? 73.3. So confluence of spot and Perps market for the lower time frame. If we're to get any little bit of a flush in the next 24 hours, you're certainly going to start to find some value down here, whether trading spot or derivatives, okay? Now, couple of things higher time frame that could give you an edge and an advantage in potentially seeing those market bottoms, okay? And the OGs will know what I'm going to talk about here. We are going to look higher time frame, obviously, and it's the liquidity king indicator, and I've actually got an alert system for you for this as well, okay? So what are we looking at here? I'm going to go over this very, very quickly because there is a tutorial for this template in my playlist, so go and check that out. Okay, but very, very quickly, what we're looking for is an absolute nuke in the order books on perpetuals and on spot with confluence of an open interest nuke as well. Okay, liquidations, yes, I look at those, but I don't trade liquidations per se, but it's nice to see that people getting liquid. Well, it's not nice to see, but it's, you know, the books are getting flushed, okay? You're getting those liquidations, okay? So what we're looking for is a big liquidity flush in the books. We know that when we get that, it takes less volume to then push price up. And if we've got low open interest, all the better as well, okay? And then from the top side, we're just looking at higher time frame moves up in open interest and people rushing in to vie for a position in those areas as well, okay? So we've had a couple of good indicators from this alert system, okay? So I'm going to share this below. It's the liquidity and RSI metrics. So this is your alert I'm going to share below, okay? And what this is based on is basically moves in the market based on the Binance market, okay? We don't have all the data for Bybit, which is probably one of your next biggest markets, okay? And the sources used in here is obviously open interest and then order book cumulative. Okay, and I'm looking for percentage moves in the market with this to trigger me alert. Yes, the open interest based on an RSI because it's just nice and easy to do that. Rather than for an alert system, it's nice and easy to do that, and it works out pretty well actually. So if anyone's laughing at an RSI open interest metric, well, I would have a look back and back test it. It's pretty good to be honest. So it's just easier than saying open interest greater than X amount of billions, get a nice RSI metric in it and you can just say, right, okay, higher than 80 or lower than 20. And that's what we've got here, okay? So for the long side, we want it below 25. For the short side, we want it over 75, okay? And so on and so forth. And all I'm looking for is a ratio down move for the longs. So the order books have been nuked 10%, 10% with this as well, with an open interest move. All good. So share that below. Okay, so still doing a little bit of back testing on this, but we can see the results we've had recently, okay? So again, it's not trade entry stuff, this. It's warning signs, okay? Warning signs that you're getting a little bit overheated in the market, okay? So you can see the hammers there. Drop this on your chart, okay? So drop this on your chart there, or just add it in individually by that one there, show on chart, okay, which I've got on here on the Liquidity King template. Okay, so it's not trade entry stuff. It's saying you're either getting a little bit overheated, okay, or it's telling you the market's absolutely nuked, open interest is low, order books have been absolutely nuked as well. It's not going to take much to then push the market back up, okay? So going to share this whole template, okay? This is the template and the alert below. Another one to look for is, and has to be, I'll just show you this on a clean top levels chart again. We should go to the old spot market there on a 15-minute basis and we will have a look at this. BTC, TUSD, I don't want to look at that. Okay, so it's basically the double diamond ratio alert. So everyone will be familiar with these crosses that I have on my chart. So you've got BTC diamonds here and then you've got group spot here, okay? So selling BTC group spot and BTC diamonds, selling there, okay? And then you've got them in the lows as well. The orange cross here is what the guys developed, and I think it was actually someone from the socials idea. Nothing original, but we all develop, there's no alpha decay in our socials at all. Everything should be shared. Okay, but everyone will be familiar with the BTC Diamond, which is a double ratio from spot and perps, okay? What we're looking at here is a BTC double diamond ratio, okay? So this is absolute mega confluence of the market is bid. In here, I've just got Coinbase Pro as well. I do like to see these guys involved. And then there, we've got the order book ratios 1 to 2.5% away from price and 2.5 to 5, okay? And we want greater than spot, so 70 on spot. 40 on perps, absolute mega confluence, okay? And then when you trade in this kind of stuff, you want to see it in and around a top level. So you would have used it down here if you were playing those long trades for day trades or scalps yesterday, okay? So going to drop this below. With that, of course, you want to see some big aggregated depth in the book as well. So go and check out my OBD, aggregated OBD video as well, but I'll drop a link for this one as well, and actually I'll drop a link for this template as well, so you can look at that. Right, to finish off, okay, today we'll be live in the US session. Join us for that. I will drop links below. To finish off, a couple of new additions the guys have dropped in for us. So obviously, we've seen the screener. We all know about the screener, which is absolutely phenomenal and giving us some really good trades. I've had at least 2 or 3 trades a week just from viewing the altcoins from this, you know, checking the perps market for, you know, stuff that's open interest is high or open interest is low with bid or ask. And the same for the spot market as well. You can get some really good percentage moves from that. Another thing to look for is new docs page, okay? If you are really wanting to just dive in, the templates and everything are all shared in all the socials, okay? But if you want to get more in depth, if you've got a little bit of time on your hands, I really suggest this is where you should be coming now. So you've obviously from the welcome page, you've got the courses here, okay? So risk reward, order book overlay, dive into the art of data driven market analysis course as well. We still do have 20% off that course, private access to the Discord as well, okay? Dive in there. Free videos all in here as well, but the guys have spent some really massive amount of time going into an absolute wealth of knowledge in here. So all the order book stuff, okay, volume indicators, sentiment indicators, indicator overrides, metrics, you know, the screener, the alert system, what, you know, how to set your layouts and templates up. So really suggest that you dive in here. It's an absolute wealth of knowledge. You know, the stuff that these guys are putting out now is absolutely phenomenal. You know, I do have to say, full stipulation, you know, I'm just a humble trader that likes this console, you know, likes to, you know, be a little bit of the part of the team and help them out as much as I can in socials and stuff and produce these videos to help them out, because in reality, I get a lot of edge out of this system and I won't be able to trade without it. So I certainly think you guys should jump in here as well and gain as much knowledge as you can. You know, what lack of education are you giving yourself, really? You know, education is wealth. All right, guys. So look, live in the US session a little bit later on. Dive into console, grab yourself some knowledge, and we'll speak soon. Cheers, guys.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?